What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Gold Randomized Nuzlocke. So, in the last episode, I went into this cave right here, which is Mount Mortar, and I said I would be doing something in there today, in the next episode, but, actually I looked it up, and I took one look at that. I found out that, I didn't have to actually do anything in here. There's no required reason for you to go into this cave, and I took one look at the map of this cave, and I said, dang, I'm not going in there. So, if you've never seen anyone go through Mount Mortar before, trust me guys, you don't want to, it's terrible. It looks awful, there are 4 floors, and it looks like a gigantic maze. It is even described on Bulbapedia, I think, as a gigantic maze, so, I'm not going in there because I'm not good at mazes, and I would probably be wandering around there for the next, like, 7 episodes. And really, while I'm down to explore this game to the fullest, this is not necessarily the right time, because I'm doing a Nuzlocke, and I would like to, in a Nuzlocke, not get lost in a cave then run out of all my items. Just saying. So, yeah. I'd be down to get lost in a giant cave in other files, but because this is a Nuzlocke, getting lost in a giant cave is not necessarily my prerogative. I would rather just not do that, because if you get lost in a giant cave, there's a very real risk of you losing in there in a Nuzlocke. Because obviously, your resources will start to run low at one point or another, and then, okay, then you will kill your encounter, because for some reason Judy will hit all 5 times with a double slap. It's always that way, isn't it? That, like, when you don't want when you want a Pokemon to hit, like, all 5 times, they never hit all 5 times. But when you want a Pokemon to hit, like, not 5 times, then they always hit, like, 5 times. It's always like that. I've been overseas, so I know about all sorts of Pokemon. That's cool, man. I could add a lot of them. I mean, I probably wouldn't have, because it is, like, really hard to catch. You know, starter catch rates are not very good. They are quite low. But, I could have. There was a possibility. But, there wasn't a possibility once, you know, Judy KO'd it with frickin' a double slap that hit 5 times, which doesn't even make any sense given the name of the move, because it's double slap, not quintuple slap. But, you know, I mean, I guess it happens. So now we are a water type out against another water type. Judy out against Azumarill. Judy are, nope, not Seismitoad. Judy are Poliwrath. And, so we gotta go for, I mean, we could go for, Submission. We don't have to go for Double Slap. Obviously, Surf is a bad idea because it's not very effective. But we could go for either Double Slap or Submission. However, I feel like Azumarill has quite a bit of health, so I don't really want to go for Submission because I feel like that would do quite a bit of recoil to me. I was going to grind before this episode, but, because of certain outside things, just life stuff, I haven't gotten the chance to. So, I am just going to switch train some Pokemon during this episode, I think. Yeah, I'd like to have... Obviously, I have a team of 6, which is great, but that's not really that good if my team of 6 aren't all ready to fight. Your skill is world-class. Thank you. I mean, I don't agree with you, but thank you. All kinds of people around the world live happily with Pokemon. I think this guy is tremendously overselling my abilities, but that's okay. You know what? I appreciate the compliment anyway. Are you good at training? Apparently not, because I should have trained before this episode, and I did not. If you are, could you show me how? Again, training, probably not my strong suit, given the responsibility I ignored before doing this episode. But, once we get out of this trainer battle, I will be, switching a Pokemon that needs XP into the front, because, a team of 6 is nothing if... you might as well just have a team of 3, if only 3 of your Pokemon on your team of 6 are fit to fight. Team of 6 means nothing if 6 Pokemon aren't ready to battle. Right now I have a team of 6 with an asterisk, because it's really more like a team of 3, considering which Pokemon are actually in fighting, like, have fighting capabilities right now. Other Pokemon, besides my 3 main ones here, Judy, Henrietta, and Quan, definitely need XP. Because you see, like, level 29 Poliwrath, and level 30 Pidgeotto, and level 30 Gligar, and you're like, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good team he's got going there. Then you look at level 17 Slowking, level 14 Crobat, and level 5 Nidoqueen, and you're like, actually, you know what? His team could use some work, and I agree. So we're gonna swap in Geraldine. I think we could get some good XP by switch training Geraldine this episode. And then I'll leave grinding up Nidoqueen for, like, a little grinding session, probably off camera. I did a lot of, like, grinding sessions on camera during the Pokemon Red Randomizer, and I found that that was consuming a lot of time, and I was spending a lot of episodes just grinding, and it was making the series take a lot longer. So, this series I'm going to try to do my grinding pretty much exclusively out of episode. In between episodes, even. In whichever way you want to say it. But I was gonna switch Geraldine back out after they, like, just got the XP. I was just gonna like, switch train with Geraldine. But, while this Hitmontop is higher level than us, it is only by 1 level. So it seems that it's not doing all that much damage. Mind you, it's still enough to the point where, like, after we kill this thing, we probably won't be able to take down another Pokemon that they send out, if they have another Pokemon. But, right, we will be able to kill it at least. Okay, not if we flinch. That is unfortunate, because we were like, outdoing it in damage, we were outdamaging it, we were going to kill it before it killed us, but now that it flinched us, it gets another move, so it can, like, use that to kill us before we kill it. So, yeah, we are going to heal up. It is still not really a problem for Geraldine to kill this thing. We just need a little bit of healing before we keep going at it. So now, we took those pursuits pretty well, given the fact they were super effective. They are doing a bit more damage than the triple kicks it was going for before, I think. I think that was triple kick, I don't know. It didn't seem like triple kick, because I thought triple kick hit 3 times. That makes sense, but I don't know what else this thing would be using, and it looked like a kicking sort of animation. So maybe I just, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think it was using triple kick, and maybe triple kick just works different in Gen 2. I don't know, I'm probably being stupid, and it was a completely different move. I see, so you can battle that way. Funny how I read all this dialogue that I don't need to, that's, like, never gonna help me, but when the Pokemon is actually using a move that is doing damage to me, I'm not reading what the move is. Alex, good evening. It's me, Cammy. Got a minute? Want a battle? It's not going to be a repeat of the last time we met. I'll be around National Park. See you later. That's pretty close, but it's still really not worth my time going back down there. I know something good. Moo Moo Farm's milk is famous for its flavor. Wow, you're good at battling. Want to give me your phone number? I'll phone you for another battle. Yeah, sure. I mean, half the region has my phone number at this point. But, sure. I'll call you if something comes up. Got it. So, we have already, unfortunately, sacrificed our, encounter for this route, as we did the encounter for the cave, because I didn't have any Pokeballs. I was looking so forward to getting other Pokemon on the team, just to have, like, some stuff in the box, because currently, we have a team of 6, yeah, sure, but, like, we have nothing outside that team of 6, so if anyone dies, we don't really have anything in the PC to replace with, besides just my Venonat that's going to take forever to evolve. So yeah, I'd like to get some backup mons in the PC. I'd like to catch some encounters soon. Let me try something I learned today. Okay. But, yeah, I recently got 5 stars. I got 5 stars in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, like the New Super Mario Bros. Obviously, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe has, like, Super Luigi U and New Super Luigi U and New Super Mario Bros. U. I don't have the 5 stars in New Super Luigi U just yet, but I do have at least 5 stars in New Super Mario Bros. U, which is really cool, because I effectively 100%ed, like, the story mode of that game. Obviously, there are a lot of really difficult challenges, like there's a challenge mode, and there's, like, Boost Rush and stuff. I could probably 100% Boost Rush if I tried to, but 100%ing, like, the challenge mode would be crazy. Some of those challenges are really freaking hard, and, like, honestly a lot harder than anything in the base game, because, I mean, they're challenges. It makes sense that they'd be harder than the base game. But, you know, like, so I probably won't be 100%ing those, but I at least want to 100% like the rest of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I didn't study enough, I guess. And, I mean, New Super Mario Bros. U, 100%ing that is New Super Mario Bros. U story mode. So I can't really say I have 100% in New Super Mario Bros. U because I didn't do the challenge mode, but, I have effectively, I have 100% in at least the story mode of New Super Mario Bros. U. Like, the main mode. Do have all 5 stars. So I don't know what's, like, the better way of saying it. Like, I've 100%ed the story mode of New Super Mario Bros. U, or I've gotten all 5 stars on a file of New Super Mario Bros. U. I'd imagine that all 5 stars on a file of New Super Mario Bros. U is more accurate to what I've actually done. However, 100%ing the story mode of New Super Mario Bros. U sounds more impressive, so I might go with that if I'm going to say, like, my achievements in terms of 100%ing games. But that's like halfway to 100%ing all the story modes of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, because I've 100%ed New Super Mario Bros. U, so now I have at least the story mode, and now I have to 100% the story mode of New Super Luigi U, and then that's everything. So we're halfway there. But you know, just like nice achievement. I'm glad I've gotten at least this far, because I used to be terrible at finishing games, and nowadays I'm actually like making a lot of progress because I'm going back and finishing some of the games that I was not completing previously, and I'm feeling it's very gratifying. Anyway, I have to take so many tests. I don't have much time for Pokemon, so when I do get to play, I really concentrate. Wow, you're pretty tough. Oh gosh, here we go again. Can I get your phone number? Sure, man. I'll call you for rematch. Your phone doesn't have enough memory. Oh, for more numbers. Okay, wow. So I really was just getting the phone numbers of half the people in this region, huh? Was just getting the phone numbers of half the region. Like, that's crazy that I literally ran out of space in my phone. I didn't even know that could happen. Who are we training up? I guess Geraldine would be the good person to switch train right now. Let's put Geraldine in front. They do need a heal, because, my gosh, is their health looking not so good. It's not terrible, it's not in red, but it's not nearly good enough to the point where I'm fine just, like, sending them in before healing him up. Send him in again before I'm healing him up, anymore. Hi, aren't you a cute trainer? May I see your Pokemon? Sure. You need to do that to battle them, right? But yeah, I did that recently. Like the New Super Mario Bros. U file, 100%ing the story mode. 5 stars. I like how it turns gold after you do it. That's really cool. And honestly, this is probably like a really controversial opinion, but I enjoyed that more than Mario Wonder. I may have to have like some time. May have to let some time pass, because maybe I'm just like really hyped about the thing I've done most recently. But currently, I definitely feel like 100%ing New Super Mario Bros. U, getting 100% file in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe was more fun for me than like playing through Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So maybe it's just like I enjoy 100%ing things more than playing through things just normally. So maybe when I 100% Mario Wonder, I will like it more than 100%ing that file of New Super Mario Bros. U. But for now, I have started 100%ing Super Mario Wonder. I have played the game since beating it, and I have collected like collectibles in the first world and the second world is how far I've gotten so far. And I understand that there's a lot more to go, but based on that, I would say that 100%ing New Super Mario Bros. U file was definitely the more fun experience. And I know that people like really don't like New Super Mario Bros. And like a lot of people were like, thank goodness we have Super Mario Wonder now. So glad New Super Mario Bros. Is over and done with. But like, I don't know. there's something just so nice about New Super Mario Bros. It's really charming, and I think that Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a good game, don't get me wrong, but it feels so different from other 2D Marios that I kind of, like, just prefer New Super Mario Bros. U. I'm glad I got to see your Pokemon. When I see Pokemon, it seems to soothe my nerves. That's nice. So, yeah, I looked up... Yeah, I don't really know why there's that, like, difference between my opinion and others, because really, a lot of people are really adamant about, like, thank goodness New Super Mario Bros. Is over. Super Mario Bros. Wonder was so much better. But I just do not feel... I just don't vibe with Super Mario Bros. Wonder the way I vibe with New Super Mario Bros., honestly. It's a cool experience, but in the long term, it feels... Something about it just feels, like, too random, too, like, arbitrary, too weird for me. Where it's just, like, such a strange game that I would prefer to, like, replay other Mario games. Other Mario games feel just more, like, consistent. And I like that consistency, I think. Like, I don't know, I guess I just, like, am really nostalgic for that old Mario feel, and seeing, like, the new art style and all these new mechanics is really, like, strange for me. Maybe that's what it is, but, like, for whatever reason, I just do not like Super Mario Bros. Wonder as much as New Super Mario Bros. And if I were to choose to replay either a New Super Mario Bros. Game or Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I would absolutely choose New Super Mario Bros. And that's not to say that Super Mario Bros. Wonder, if you like Super Mario Bros. Wonder better, you're wrong, or you're like, you don't like classic Mario enough. Fly high into the sky, my beloved bird Pokemon! Because, you know, like, just because you like the classic Mario games doesn't mean you necessarily like New Super Mario Bros. And maybe, even if you did like the classic Mario games, even if New Super Mario Bros. Was closer to the classic Mario games than Super Mario Bros. Wonder, you still like Super Mario Bros. Wonder better, because it did, like, it took something you know and made it something really different. I mean, I could see how maybe someone would get tired of New Super Mario Bros. When all the games feel so similar. I personally like that we have so many games that give off that classic feel of Mario. And I see Super Mario Bros. Wonder as something that's, like, too strange, and it seems, like, foreign to me. A lot of the concepts in it feel, like, very odd, and I don't necessarily like the gameplay of it as much as, like, other Mario games. Like, I see stuff like the cap parachute and, like, the vine grapple, and I'm like, this just doesn't feel like Mario. Like, something about it just doesn't feel like Mario to me. And, like, if you like Mario Wonder a lot better than New Super Mario Bros., that's fine. But, for me personally, Super Mario Wonder just doesn't do it. It's good, it's a good game, but it doesn't... I don't like it nearly as much as I like New Super Mario Bros. Because yes, New Super Mario Bros. Games are repetitive, but that also means they're consistent, and because I liked New Super Mario Bros. A lot, New Super Mario Bros. DS a lot, and maybe because, like, I'm a Pokemon fan and I'm used to replaying things over and over again, you know, like Nuzlocks, like casual playthrough Nuzlocke, randomizers, challenge runs. Maybe because I'm used to playing through the same games over and over again, from Pokemon, I, like, don't really care about the games being repetitive. But, like, me personally, I like that consistency. I think it's good how, like, I can rely on that same quality and same type of gameplay from every new Super Mario Bros. Game. I like that they did something new with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, however, I still just like the feel of New Super Mario Bros. Better. And I think they should continue to try new things, don't get me wrong. I don't think they should just, like, stick with New Super Mario Bros. Over and over again. I think I'm glad that they tried something new, but it's just not my thing. I prefer New Super Mario Bros. I get it, it's an unpopular opinion, probably, but, I just like the feel of New Super Mario Bros. DS, and the repetitiveness of the New Super Mario Bros. Games after that, like, the fact that they're not really that different, that makes it. I get that makes it repetitive, but me personally, that doesn't bug me. I'm just happy. I'm honestly kind of happy. I'm actually honestly pretty happy that they're so similar because I liked the feel of New Super Mario Bros. DS so much that like the other New Super Mario Bros. Games being so similar is not really a drawback for me as much as it is just like cool because I get to play effectively the same game again, but with slightly different mechanics and new levels. I just liked the first game so much. I like New Super Mario Bros. DS so much. The rest of the series being repetitive, while that may be a problem for other people, it really isn't for me. So, now I'm gonna go for the double slap against this Kingdra because I'm almost in the yellow. I'm not in the yellow just yet, but I am below. I am just above half health, really. So I don't really feel safe using submission here. I get submission to do a lot more damage, probably. But I'm gonna go for the double slap just to be safe because I feel like Kingdra just strikes me as the kind of Pokemon that would have a lot of health. So I'm not okay with using submission when I'm this low. I get that it's not that low, but it's low enough to the point where I'm concerned. I feel like just flying away now. Okay. And post-battle dialogue. I plan to train in Cianwood City to teach my Pokemon how to fly. So in between episodes, I did a little research, and I thought that, like, the Mount Mortar stuff was not required because I didn't remember seeing anyone, like, go through it when I watched playthroughs in this game in the past, but I figured I'd, like, walk through it anyway, and just, like, explore. Little did I realize that exploring would probably mean getting lost in there for, like, 5 episodes or more, just because the place is just so convoluted to, like, walk through and adventure around in. Like, I'm all down for exploration. I'm all down to, like, find a location and get, like, items from it and get XP from it and just, like, explore location to the fullest. I would be horrible doing a versus, and I'm sure I will do versuses at some point. I don't know if versuses is the correct way of saying the plural, but, you know, like, versuses, where they, like, are, like, races through Pokemon games that are randomized and, like, Nuzlocke and stuff. I don't know if they have to be randomized. Maybe there are just, like, non-randomized verses. I've only seen, like, verses that are randomized, but maybe people do unrandomized verses. I feel like that's not as interesting, because, like, you can plan everything out, but maybe for some audiences that's more interesting, because then it's just, like, a matter of, like, how well can they execute on their plans. I don't know, I feel like a randomized versus, if there are versuses that are not randomized, then I feel like I personally would continue to find randomized versuses to be, like, better in terms of entertainment. I feel like those would entertain me more, even if I did find, like, normal versuses that weren't randomized. Just because I like that idea of, like, they could run into anything. And I get that, like, watching someone play a game well is satisfying. So, like, watching them, like, make a plan and follow through with it based off of, like, what Pokemon they know each trainer is going to have and, like, plan it out and win a race that way I get that that's interesting to some people, but, like, me personally, I like the idea of just, like, they know where they're going, they know what trainers they have to fight, but they just don't know what on earth they're going to have, and they can't really plan their team out that well because everything is random. Like, all the Pokemon in the wild are random, so they don't know what they'll be catching. I like that. I think that, like, personally, a random race is better than, like, a race that you can plan out, because then you just, like, straight up never know what's coming. I like the idea of that, like, that randomness, that chance. I think that's much more entertaining personally, but I could see how, like, you may want to watch a race where, like, it's planned out and people know what trainers are going to have, people know, like, what the important fights are going to be and where they're going to be and, like, how to plan for them. I see the appeal to that. That's just not personally my thing. I'd rather see a randomized race than a, like, normal race where, like, everyone knows what's coming and are trying to plan around it. Trainer tips. If a Pokemon is trying to evolve, you can stop it. Press the B button during evolution. That startles the Pokemon and stops its evolution. Oh, that's cool. I never knew that was, like, the lore explanation. I honestly didn't even think there was a lore explanation. I just thought it was, like, press the B button, and it's the button, and B means back. B stands for back, so, you press it and you go backwards, and then it doesn't evolve. I didn't realize there was an actual lore explanation for it. Like, B startles the Pokemon so it doesn't evolve. That's cool. Crazy how I've never heard that before. Crazy how I've been playing Pokemon since I was, like... Actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say how long. I'm just going to say I've been playing Pokemon for a very long time, and I did not know that. And I think it's crazy how I've been playing Pokemon for as long as I have, and I don't know that. Alolan City, Aquatic City. Okay. Yeah, anything that would possibly disclose my age, I don't really want to tell you. Because then you could figure it out, and that's kind of scary to me. Let me see what your Pokemon are capable of. Not really scary, it's just like, I don't want that information out on the internet. Swimmer Marcellus wants to battle. Oh, be careful with these psychic swimmers. They will read your thoughts. Your thoughts are not safe. They are not your personal, they are not owned by you personally anymore. If you are near a swimmer, they will read your thoughts. Beware. Do not think anything that's, like, unfortunate. Otherwise, they will be able to read it. Watch your thoughts around swimmers. If you're ever at a swimming pool, then beware, because your thoughts might be read. So they're gonna use Psywave. That could do a random amount of damage. That's scary. Hopefully it doesn't do all that much damage. Hopefully I get a good, low roll on that Psywave. Water Gun. I probably could switch Geraldine out at this point. That'd probably be, like, the safer option. However, I'm really happy with the amount of XP we're getting by staying in. And I said I was going to switch train, I know. But switch training would be so much slower, and I really want Geraldine to be, like, up to a good point where they can, like, actually fight very soon. So I get that this is that the safer option would be to just, like, switch them out now. But the Psywave doesn't seem to be doing that much damage, and I get that the damage is random, but I feel like it is a range, like it can't just suddenly do all your health. I feel like it is, like, a range, and it is a pretty, like, pretty low, like, pretty narrow range. I feel like it can't vary all that much. I get that there's a range to it. I get that, like, it does varying amounts of damage, but I don't think it is that varying to the point where I really need to be worried about how much damage it might do to me when it wasn't doing all that much damage before. Like, given the amount of damage it was doing, I wasn't really scared of the Psywaves. However, I also realized that, like, Psywave, people think of it as kind of a weak move, so I'd imagine that it doesn't do that much damage. Like, it doesn't vary. Like, I know it can do, like, different amounts, like, varying amounts of damage, but I'd imagine, even with its varying amounts of damage, the amount of damage it does is consistently pretty low, because people don't really use Psywave all that much. Maybe it can get pretty high, and I just don't know, because people don't use it a lot. But, and, like, because most people just don't like the chance. Like, maybe it can be a really good move. It's just people don't like the chance of it doing completely random damage, because it could absolutely suck. Like, maybe it can do an amazing amount of damage, and I'm just unaware. But, I feel like, because I've seen so few people use it, that its damage rolls, while they vary, all the things that it may roll as a damage roll are quite low. So that's why I wasn't really, like, super, like, I didn't really feel I needed to switch Geraldine out. But then Geraldine obviously ran out of water guns, and then I had no attacking moves besides my normal type Tackle, which, obviously would not do any damage to the ghost type, so, yeah, I couldn't keep, Geraldine in anymore at that point. Not because I feared they were going to die, but because they literally could not hit the opponent. So, now we're going for, learning Confusion. And I could get rid of Tackle, I suppose, because that is a physical move, and, Slowking is most certainly a special attacker. However, Growl is also pretty pointless to me, so I'm wondering which one I should get rid of. Should I keep Tackle around as, like, a means of weakening down Pokemon? Like, is that like, a move that isn't gonna be, like, it's gonna do not a lot of damage, but that's good for weakening things? Or should I just, like, ditch it because it's gonna do so little damage that it's not even good for weakening things? Is it good for weakening low-level Pokemon? Is it gonna do enough damage to the point where it's still good for that, or is it going to do so little damage that it's not good for that at all? And the better question is, do I even need a move that is good for weakening down Pokemon on a high-level Pokemon when I already have, like, when I have lower level Pokemon in the back as well. I feel like I should just get rid of Tackle. I don't know how handy Growl is going to come in, though. I mean, I guess my special defense is probably much higher than my defense. So we might need to lower something's attack, because that's not special attack at some point. So I'm going to get rid of Tackle. This may be a mistake, because maybe it's better to have that, like, variation. A move that is good for weakening Pokemon, because it's, like, low attack, and also a move that is normal type, because you can just, that's just, like, consistently doing neutral damage. Maybe it's better to keep Tackle in this scenario, because of those two reasons. Either of those two reasons, or maybe both. But I think I will replace Tackle with Confusion. So now Umbreon is coming in, and I was going to use Submission on this thing, but now that I think about it, oh my gosh, is that a bad idea? Because Umbreon is bulky as heck, and I don't know if that's bulky because of special defense or bulky because of health. It's definitely not bulky because of defense. This does not look like a defensive thing at all. I know that all the evolutions have, like, different stats that they are good at, but I don't know if Umbreon's is health or special defense. I feel like it might be special defense, but I'm not going to chance it. I'm just going to not go for Submission. I'm going to assume that this thing has a load of health, even if it might be bulky just because of special defense and not health. I'm just going to assume, though, that this thing has a load of health, and not go for the Submission, because I don't want to be dealt a load of recoil, because I hit it. However, I think it might have a load of health, not special defense, because it really did not take that Surf all that well. That Surf put it down to half health, and I get that I am 10 levels above it, but still, like, given how bulky Umbreons are, I feel like that the amount of damage it took to that Surf, from that Surf, is still kind of crazy if its bulk comes from its special defense, and not its health. Oh, your Pokemon have potential. Like, I feel like if it was super specially defensive, then that Surf would not have done nearly as much damage, so I feel like instead, its health is the stat that is, like, the really high one. And so therefore, I think that using the Submission would have been the bad idea, but maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. I'll look it up between episodes, and if I remember the results, then I'll report back to you in the next one. You know how Pokemon have different abilities? Yes. People are like that too. Everyone has different potential. Coolio. Thank you for that advice. But, unfortunately, it's not necessarily accurate, because in Gen 2, Pokemon actually don't really have abilities. Abilities are a Gen 3 thing, so I don't know what abilities he was talking about. But, he certainly was not talking about abilities like Flame Body, or Intimidate, or Trace, or, like, in-game actual, like, mechanic abilities. He was talking about, I guess, like, skills, but not actually, like, abilities. But, regardless of what he was talking about, thank you so much for watching, EVClan. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. This is Arxis Beyond, signing off.